Late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam once said, "Dream is not something that you see while sleeping, it is something that does not let you sleep." And we are sure that this will happen here at ASM SOC. Good morning and a warm welcome to the orientation program for the first year BBA students at SVKM's NMIMS Anil Surendra Modi School of Commerce, who are attending in person as well as those who are attending this orientation program online across campuses. Yash Vasudev and I, Yashita Manglik, appreciate the august presence of the dignitaries on the dais. We welcome our mentor and Joint Honorary Secretary, Shri Shalin Divetia, Dean, School of Commerce, Professor Sangeeta Khair, Associate Deans, Dr. Meenu Mehta, Dr. Sunny Oswal, and Dr. Akshay Damani. On the dais, faculty members, parents, and upcoming batch of first years at the orientation program of Anil Surendra Modi School of Commerce. To begin the orientation program, we seek the blessings of Ma Saraswati, who endows us with the power of speech, wisdom, and learning. I request the dignitaries on the dais to please come forward for the lighting of the lamp and the Saraswati Vandana. I request all of you to stand for the occasion.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणां वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा।
I request the audience to remain standing for the NMIMS anthem.
या कुन्दे
Thank you, respected dignitaries. I now request Yash to give an insight into the decades-long successful journey of NMIMS University so far.
NMIMS I'm sorry. NMIMS was founded in 1981 by the parent body Shri Vileparle Kelwani Mandal as a management institute affiliated with the University of Mumbai. And later on the basis of significant amount of work and recognition as a top business school in India, NMIMS received the deemed university status in 2003. ASM SOC is a commerce and management school under the NMIMS banner, which commenced its first academic batch in 2007. Our school offers BBA, BSc Finance, and BCom honors. The school also began with the BSc Finance program in 2014 and its coveted MSc Finance program in 2017. We are happy to announce 2 more programs starting this academic year: the BBA FinTech program along with the PhD in Commerce. Outlook iCare 23-24 has ranked 130 BBA colleges across the country. NMIMS ASM SOC has secured the 2nd rank. As per the weekly magazine India Today, ASM SOC has been ranked the 2nd best under colleges for the BBA program. And it has also been rated as the best emerging college of the century. Students at the School of Commerce represent a microcosm of India, united in their academic credentials, bringing to life the very ideal of unity in diversity. Each program offered at the School of Commerce aims to equip students with a bedrock of management skills to navigate through the complex business environments of today. A dynamic curriculum designed in conjunction with academic and industry practitioners provides students with opportunities to master new skills and explore varied perspectives. The school follows a strict attendance norm to instill discipline and a sense of responsibility in the students. Now, how can we not talk of the glorious journey NMIMS embarked on from its very inception and not introduce the pillars holding the very foundation? It is an honor to introduce our mentor and joint honorary secretary, Mr. Shalin Divetia. Mr. Divetia is a chartered accountant and serves as a partner in his own firm, SR Divetia and Companies. He's an expert advisor on formation of companies, legal compliance, taxation, and documentation. He's delivered many lectures on the areas such as corporate law, ESOPs, and joint ventures and collaborations. He also serves as an independent director on the board of directors of many companies. I request you, sir, please address the students.
Audible now? Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for those nice words. That was originally drafted 20 years ago. Now I'm on the verge of retirement. Dean of the School of Commerce, Mrs. Sangeeta Kher, Associate Dean, Mrs. Pinu Mehta, dear colleagues, faculty members, parents, and my dear young friends. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. They invite me every year, and it is very nice of them. This morning over breakfast, I was a little stressed. My wife said, "What happened?" I said, "I have to go for this orientation," and they said, "You have to speak." And I go every year to the orientation. Now, what new do I speak? So she said, "Why do you go to the orientation?" I said, "I go for 2 reasons. First of all, our children, they don't let me complete a single sentence. This is the only place where teenagers, probably a few hundred, let me speak whatever I want. They may think whatever they want later on. And the second thing is they say nice things about me. So he says, in that case, you have to bear the stress of having to speak. So every year I say the same thing. And she said, you can repeat that because nowadays parents have only 1 or 2 children, so they won't be the same parents. But I said, what about the faculty? They are always there. They listen to the same things. You don't worry about that. The faculty thinks of you the way bureaucrats think of political masters, not very highly. So continue. I said, okay. So here I am before you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with all of you. And a warm welcome to all of you, especially students from outside Mumbai. How many are from outside Mumbai? If you may kindly raise your hands. Wonderful. So when good things happen, the rain gods shower their blessings right from the time Lord Krishna was born. So similarly, Mumbai is giving you a warm welcome. Best wishes to all of you. Welcome the party. And remember, this is the first excuse for late coming. But light-hearted comments apart, what are we? What is SVKM? What is our thought process? What guides us in what we are doing and why? Probably we have created an environment where you have opted for this particular institution to put your children and entrust their lives. Shri Vileparle Kelavani Mandal, SVKM. Now mark my words. Kelavani Mandal. It is not Kelvani Mandal, as everybody else will speak. So all of you English-speaking students who correct your parents when they say jalapeno, you say, no, it's jalapeno. And somebody says it's Volkswagen. He says, no, it's Volkswagen. Ye Kelavani barabar bolna. It has a very deep meaning. It means holistic development, not relating just to curriculum, but all-round development. And that is why when this institution was formed in the year 1934, this is the name which was selected. We were established in 1934 by local citizens who had the roots in the freedom movement of this particular country. And that time there was no school. There was one convent school. There was no other school here. So they thought, why not set up a school? And they, philanthropists and other people came together and they set up a small Gujarati medium school. Now when they set up the school, mind well, the people who set up the school were good businessmen. They were probably financially well off. But many of them could barely sign their signatures. So they decided that if we did not get the benefit of something, at least ensure that the subsequent generation does not lose out. And that has been the guiding force of this institution ever since. So first we started with a school. Then sometime in the early 60s, we had another generation who were also all well off, good businessmen, everything. They were all undergraduates. There was no college here. In those days, everybody used to just leave their job, studies and start working in the family business or whatever. And traveling 25 kilometers to Churchgate to study was not a great option in those days. So they thought, why not set up colleges here? And they set up colleges here. Narsi Monji, Mithibai, you must have heard of them. And then other engineering college came in, and everything other than a medical college. They all came in here. Come globalization, we realized a different need. The education, the methodology, the teaching methods, the curriculum, which was present there, was no longer sufficient to meet the challenges and the needs of students in a global atmosphere, in a global environment. So NMIMS was originally started as a management school in 1981, affiliated to Bombay University. But post the liberalization, post 91, we converted ourselves, when the rules permitted, to a deemed to be university. Now, why did we do that? What's the difference between being affiliated to Bombay University and having a separate university? Bombay University has a very large geographical spread. Unlike Delhi University, some of you might be from the north, from Delhi. And Delhi University is a small place, one union territory. Bombay University, as it was then, now Mumbai University, starts from Thane district, which is a little north of Mumbai, and goes right up to Sindhudurg district. Sindhudurg district is probably 400 to 450 kilometers down south, just above Goa. Now, this is the spread of that Bombay University. So you can imagine, you have students coming from families like yours. Parents have ensured that they have struggled, worked hard, saved, and created the best opportunity for you youngsters. Given you good education, send you to good schools, good facilities, good exposure, overall exposure. And then you have students in the rural areas of Maharashtra, especially coastal Maharashtra, where you don't have electricity, you don't have colleges, you don't have infrastructure, you don't have teachers. So the challenge was the level of curriculum. The curriculum had to be moderated to also meet the aspirations of those people. They also had to pass with all these handicaps. Now, so far so good, but the result was that students like you, who came with a whole lot of with the kind of capabilities and aspirations that you have, your minds were not challenged. You were not tested because the curriculum was not as challenging as it should be. Teaching methods, so many other things, they were not up to what you would probably need or require in a globalized world. And that is why we started School of Commerce. We developed our own curriculum. We benchmarked it with what is the finest in the world. What are the latest things that, first of all, what are the fundamentals? And they remain the same. But the way it is taught, classroom size in Mumbai University used to be 120. It still is. Here it is 60, so that there can be greater interaction between the teacher and the student. And that is the reason why we thought that let us create a curriculum which is top class and which equips our students, our children, our younger generation with the tools that they require to face and fit and meet the challenges of a new globalized world. And our students are all over the world. You can walk on a metro platform in London or New York or any place, and if you have an NMIMS badge, I have had this personal experience, somebody will stop and say, I studied in this particular college of SVK. So this was the reason why we set up all these colleges. And we have become courses everywhere. Now, of course, they are giving autonomy to the colleges in Mumbai, and we have also taken autonomy in those colleges. But this was the primary reason why we set up an NMIMS. And we spared no effort, no expense, because this particular institution is a non-profit institution. It has 6,000 members who are basically primarily citizens of Villeparla and adjoining suburbs. And the focus always has been to see that what has been lacking in our times, what are the needs of the current times, and let us ensure that the younger generation gets it. Many of us have studied in this institution. I have studied in NM College across the road. Most of our trustees have studied in one institution or the other. Some dropped out even because of financial challenges and later on did well in life. But this is the reason why we set up a deemed to be university. This is the reason why we have our, let us say, our board of studies, which has got, you have a partner from one of the big four, You have the CEO of the most prominent credit rating agency or the head of a mutual fund, and they have all been our students, and they have come back and they contribute to ensure that our curriculum remains as relevant as it used to be. And then, of course, we have the faculty. They are extremely dedicated. Somebody might say their first dedication is to ensure attendance monitoring, which is partially true. But their actual dedication is to ensure that you remain in the classroom and interact. Why the attendance? Why did we insist on attendance? The insistence on attendance is not because your parents have given us some incentive that please ensure they stay in classroom. We realized that the interaction in the classroom which happens between students, that is a very, very important part in the growth and development of a student. The kind of learning which takes place when you think of one thing, somebody else has a different perspective. You may not have thought of it, somebody raises a different issue. Those things cannot be learned sitting in a textbook. They have to be learned in a classroom. Differing viewpoints, and then you sit and think over it. Work together, collaborate with each other, compete with each other at the same time. And that is what real life is about. So the classroom attendance is being focused on because it has a significant bearing on the outcome of the personality, the knowledge, the learning, the social skills of a student. Otherwise, who loved online? I mean, you are the generation which is lucky, but 4 years ago, they were complaining. We are in online mode, learnings were bad. One bank or somebody gave an advertisement, wanted so-and-so, 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 not from this batch. And they were then, there was such a uproar that they were forced to withdraw that advertisement. So this is the reason. On one hand, you have an online which gave you the experience of a non-classroom environment. On one hand, you have us who force young kids to sit in the classroom. But this is the reason. Not because we have all grown old and now we are over the hill and therefore we want to inflict upon you. That's not the reason at all. This is the reason. So this is NMIMS and all our schools are doing well. We are particularly proud of the School of Commerce. The BBA program is exceptionally good. It's doing very well. And I'm sure all of you young gentlemen and ladies will enjoy this program. The faculty is extremely dedicated. At the same time, the proof is that, we keep on getting lots of requests. Arey, fit kar do, ye kar do, wo kar do, attendance karwa do, admission karwa do. And we have to say, sorry boss, we are a Gujarati linguistic minority institution. But at the same time, while we retain our linguistic status for various reasons, this particular institution, NMIMS, we are very clear that we are all Indians first, Gujaratis, Marathis, Punjabis, Tamilians, whatever, second. And therefore, let us look at India as the focus, merit as the focus. And therefore, all of you are here on the basis of your merit. And congratulations to all of you for that. So have a good time. How many of you are from outside Mumbai? Sorry, once again. Now this is for a different reason. So welcome. Enjoy your life here. You have finally managed to get away from your parents. And that too with your financial allowance intact. In fact, probably a little more liberal because mothers will worry a little more. So have a good time, enjoy your life here. I've already given you the first excuse for attending late. And I wish you all the best. And please, to all the students, the fees here are much more than a Bombay University or any other course, which is for two reasons. First, we are not an aided institution. 2, we have to raise the entire infrastructure. And if today you are fortunate to get maybe an international class education, or let's say 85% of the international class education, let me not boast too much, at 10% of the cost or 15% of the cost, it is because of your parents, and they did not have this opportunity. So when you go, before they leave, give them a warm hug, English style, or touch their feet, Indian style, but do appreciate the efforts that they have made, the sacrifices that they have made, because it is always the older generation which lays the path for the younger generation. Wish you all the best, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now request our Associate Dean, Dr. Meenu Mehta, to address the students.
Good morning, everyone. So on behalf of SVKM, NMIMS deemed to be university, the management, faculty, staff, and the senior students, I'm very proud and privileged to extend a warm welcome to all the parents and students seated out here. A huge round of applause for all of you. Applause for what? Applause for making a momentous decision of your life. And what is that? To join Anil Surendra Modi School of Commerce. You must have seen the pride with which the compeers who are our current second year students, they introduced our school. And they told you that we are second to none, and we are highly ranked year after year. These are momentous times for all of us. For you as students on the cusp of starting your own careers, your academic journeys, for us at NMIMS, ASM SOC, and also for our country. So that means at micro as well as macro levels, I can say that we live in magical times. Why so? Currently, we are the 5th largest economy in the world by GDP. I'm sure you must have heard it over and over again. By the time all of you graduate, we are about to become the 3rd largest economy in the world. So currently, we have one of the most vibrant ecosystems when it comes to startups. And as per the last count, we had something like more than 120 unicorns with a combined valuation of something exceeding $350 billion. Now imagine, by the time you graduate, and we actually become the 3rd largest economy in the world, what would have happened to the number of our startups and unicorns? And who are those unicorns? Believe me, most of them are sitting here right now in this auditorium. You know, a term is used to describe our country, and that is population dense. I think it is time we change the term and call it talent dense. If nothing, all the people seated out over here in this auditorium, I can assure you that we are extremely talent dense when it comes to being a university. In fact, in this entire lane from here till the end of the road, the best of the future lawyers, engineers, change makers, disruptors, business honchos, startup owners, unicorns, visionaries, thought leaders, philosophers of tomorrow, leaders of tomorrow. You will find them here. It is not easy getting into our system, and believe me, it is much more tough navigating because we are a very tough system. You know, Shalin sir was speaking very nicely when he said, "Welcome to Mumbai, you have managed to get away from your parents. Congratulations." I want to tell you, itni jaldi khush hone ki zarurat nahi hai. Tomorrow is the last free Sunday. Please enjoy that. And parents, we are extremely tough when it comes to our systems and our expectations. Because what we believe is, India of tomorrow holds tons of opportunities, and if your students are going to make the best of those opportunities, we have to start working on them today. In fact, keeping that in mind, the government introduced what we call it as NEP, the National Education Policy, in 2020. Now, NEP 2020 was intended by the government to bring about a host of educational reforms to make education rooted in Indian ethos and culture, so that we are able to bring together the best of tradition as well as modernity. I told you we live in magical and momentous times. With your batch, we are making the transition to NEP 2020. That means you will be the first batch whereby NEP 2020 will be implemented at our school, in our university. Now, what exactly is going to happen under NEP 2020? The government intends you to be students who are not only experts in your own domains, but you also have critical thinking skills. You are also able to look at old problems with new eyes so that innovation takes place. And you are able to break the boundaries of the domains in which we normally try to put ourselves. Now, when we start looking at any existing problem with fresh perspective, what happens? In case you have already developed an interdisciplinary approach, it becomes a huge advantage for you. And that is something that we are trying to develop for each one of you. Another very interesting aspect of NEP 2020 is the credit transfer through academic bank of credits. Now, what is this academic bank of credits? To put it in a very simple term, it is like a passport with a built-in immigration mechanism whereby students are able to enjoy a seamless transfer across programs, across institutions. Maybe it sounds very complex right now. What exactly does that mean? It is quite possible that some of the students take admission and suddenly a startup idea comes in your mind, and you feel ek saal ka gap lena chahiye because I want to set up my business. After that 1 year, aapko lagta hai, let me go back to college. Now, under the traditional system, all this would have become very complicated. In today's times, thanks to ABC, the Academic Bank of Credits, this is like a virtual repository in which all your credits will be transferred so that you can begin your journey, you can take a temporary gap, and the flexibility that the system allows you, it will help you to enjoy more opportunities. As the year progresses and as you come with us, you will be able to understand the Academic Bank of Credits more clearly. Now, under NEP, there are 4 exit options. Now, what does that mean? In case you complete the first year and for whatever reason, maybe you want to try out a startup, maybe you want to join a family business, for whatever reason, the student wants to make an exit. What happens? हम किसी को भी खाली हाथ नहीं जाने देंगे. At the end of the first year, if you are making an exit, you go with a certificate. At the end of the second year, in case the student wishes to leave, you earn a diploma. At the end of the third year, you earn a degree. And if you choose to stay with us for the 4th year, what happens? You get a degree with honors. Under NEP, as I told you, that the importance the government has given is on skill development. So on account of that, what has happened? A lot of restructuring has taken place when it comes to credits. You will understand it better as you start your journey along with us. Some of our courses had to be reshuffled, restructured. Some new courses were introduced. And these are some of the heads under which our courses are classified. So there are certain things which we call major, minor. We have open electives, skill enhancement, ability enhancement, Indian knowledge system, value education, and so on. So, guys, this is time for me to hand over the mic to our Dean. And again, a warm welcome to each one of you. Tomorrow is the last Sunday. Enjoy your free time. उसके बाद पता नहीं कब मिलेगा आपको next free time, because we are very tough and we are very proud of being tough. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our respected Dean, Professor Sangeeta Khair, is associated with SVKM for more than 40 years. She was head of Department of Commerce, vice principal and principal of NM College of Commerce and Economics, which is affiliated to the University of Mumbai. With her expertise in the field of teaching and administration, she has played a pivotal role in the speedy development and smooth functioning of the school, which she took over in 2011. She has spearheaded our undergraduate and postgraduate programs and continues to inspire us with her wealth of experience. Ma'am, we request you to address the students.
So let me wish you all a very good morning. And nice to see a totally packed audience. We are used to talk to bigger audiences because we had big halls earlier. And I want each one of you from that end to this end to be with me every minute when I am talking. When I ask my kids, I call my students as my kids because they become my kids, my children, once they are into my family of NMIMS School of Commerce. And first I would like to tell you, pat your back because you could make at NMIMS ASMSOC. I cannot come and pat back of every child of mine. You pat your own back and say, look, I made it at NMIMS ASMSOC. How many of you are proud to be a part of this? Tell me. Most of you? Is it the first option or the last one? Correct? You all agree? It was the first option. And you had made a correct choice, and I'm proud of my kids because they always make us proud. We are second not because I did some jadoo or I did some magic. It is mainly because my students who make us proud, who are there everywhere. You must have heard Shalin Divetia saying that. When I went to New York also, I could see somebody came and told me, I'm from NMIMS. This experience even I have. Whenever I go abroad, I see somebody or the other I meet, and many a time I may not be in sari, they don't recognize, ma'am, you? So they feel that, yeah, ma'am is here. So I ask, how come you? Ma'am, I got a job over here. Ma'am, I'm studying here. It's a proud moment. You all agree? Because I call you as my kids when my kids are doing something good. We are proud. I always say my balance sheet, asset side is very heavy, loaded with a lot of goodwill. When they write a single sentence saying that, ma'am, I'm doing this, I'm working in this company, or ma'am, I have joined the such and such a university in Europe or in US or in Australia or somewhere in New Zealand, we are very proud. And when they come out, they get a very coveted jobs as such. And that is what we look for each one of my child sitting here and who is going to continue to stay with us at least for 3 years to graduate, or the 4th year for the honors degree. Okay? So coming to NMIMS, one thing, forget about what Shalin Divetia said, enjoy. I would say that, no, I wanted to tell him, no, don't tell this to my kids. They have not come here to enjoy. Because even without he telling, you will do that. Believe me, once you have landed up in Mumbai, remember that those who are from outside Mumbai, your parents may afford. And some of the parents really cannot afford. They come and tell me, ma'am, it is not that I can afford, but my child wants to study here, so I'm sending my child. It will be a big dent to your pocket, parents' pocket. At the cost of everything, they cut corners for themselves and see to it that you are made a better graduate. You get all the things. So don't take it for granted that I can enjoy not at the cost of your parents. Never ever do that. You have come here, be totally focused. You should have an objective, you should have a goal. Objective. This is my objective. This is what I want to achieve in my life. And see to it that you hold on to that. There is no, whenever I meet some of my students, just last month, my faculty was saying, ma'am, there's a boy in first S5 BSc, such a focused boy. He had come to meet me because he won something. I said, what do you want? Ma'am, I don't. He was already offered by Goldman Sachs for a job. He is doing internship with them. And he was offered a pre-placement offer. We call it as PPO. He refused them, saying that I will not join you, because he wanted to do something with hedge fund. A boy of 20, he knows what he wants to do. I don't want such one boy. There are quite a few of them, many of them. But I want my whole lot of students, every one of to be totally focused. You should know what you want to do. You should not be saying that, chalo, aaj time mila, I have a party, somebody's birthday, celebrated overnight, and you are next morning, you cannot make it in the college. No, you are in trouble, be prepared. And I'm telling every parent also, they will be in trouble. I mean, you'll get a call from us saying that your child is not attending for last 2 days. Please find out where is he or where is she. Correct? So be prepared for a phone calls also. And we will not leave anyone not being there and partying anywhere and everywhere. Absolutely unacceptable to me. I always say, when you enter Mumbai, there are a lot of people outside who want to conduct a party. They call it as fresher party. And they will also put it on the website of NMIMS. I don't know how they access. And they say, there's a fresher party. You people pay 1,500, 2,000 and join. And what happens in that party, we don't know. You are not supposed to go to fresher party. I get to know any one of you went to fresher party, I'll pack your bag and send to your home. Be prepared for that. And ask my students what is Sangeeta Khair, they will tell you. So one thing is, no fresher party. Because anything can happen there. Drugs may enter there, you don't know. And there are whistleblowers who can tell the police, and police will come and round up students. Few years back it had happened, and I was in trouble. Police called me, I said, no, my kids can never do that. Ma'am, they were in the fresher party. From that time I started making this announcement in the very first day that no child of mine will go to fresher party. Because you are unnecessarily invited or lured into that where you may go wrong. And I want my child to be very safe here. See, I tell you, Mumbai is very safe. Very safe. But you have to be careful. You cannot say, safe hai, ma'am ne bola, kabhi bhi kisi raste pe nikal gaye raat ko 1-2 baje. Nahin. Safety is what? Safety means you have to be careful as well. At the same time, you have to take care of your own self. And when you make a friend or when you make a new friendship group, you should see who are your friends. What we have to do. How we have to be with them. The moment you realize, this is not my cup of tea, I don't want to be, you have to withdraw. And you people should come and tell us, ma'am, this is what's happening in that group. You should be my whistleblowers, saying that wrong things are happening. So I just jumped into the, the fresher party. I'm not a structured speaker. I've got some structure, but still I will keep straying into new areas as such. So coming to NMIMS, we begin with, you all know it is a 17-year-old school, which started in 2007, and I'm heading this school for the last 13 years. I took over in 2011. From that day till date, I'm heading that school and looking after how the school has to be performing, what we had to do, how we had to go about. Just now you heard Dr. Meenu Mehta speaking about the NEP, National Education Policy 2020. They have come out with a lot of things like value education, skill development, blah, blah, lot of things. It's a wonderful policy document, but at the same time, I would like to tell you, even without NEP, we used to do all those things. Even without NEP, all the skill development, all these things used to take place in my school. Because we used to emphasize, none of the undergrad school had business analytics. We offered business analytics in the final year. Because data management, big data, all these things are coming. My children should be familiar with that. We started business analytics somewhere about 2017-18 itself. We teach advanced Excel. Now they say there should be Excel and all these things as a skill development. It was there in my school. So a lot of skill development activities were there. Only thing is now the difference between earlier curriculum and today's curriculum under NEP is it has been credit courses. We did not have credit for some of the courses. So when children used to do Excel, advanced Excel, we may not be having a credit for that, but they were trained for that. Now they come under 2 credit or 3 credit, whatever. So credits are given now. Earlier, there were no credits for that. This is the difference now. Otherwise, even without NEP, School of Commerce had what we call as a wonderful, curriculum where a lot of rigor was introduced. And that rigor, I can say, slightly released now. But I want to see that. I'm going to tell my faculty that the rigor in study should remain the same. You should apply yourself. You should say, I should learn beyond the syllabus, beyond the curriculum. Learning the curriculum is easy. Ma'am, इस syllabus पे नहीं है, आ गया exam में, अरे आएगा, क्यों नहीं? That is something relevant, something very close to the syllabus. So be prepared for all these things. You should be market ready when you graduate, when you get an honors degree. That is what is expected of you. Teacher give you 45 hours in a class or 60 hours in a class. You should be putting another 60, 80 hours of your own so that you are, learning it better. Learning is not rote learning. I often say, many parents come and tell, ma'am, मेरा बच्चा फिर 96% लिया था 12th में. अरे बाबा, 12th, 96% may not be even 56% here, believe me. Because the moment you land up here, you feel, ho gaya, NMIMS made it here. And the complacency sets in you. You feel that, now I'm free to do whatever I want. No, sorry. The moment you join, you have to maintain that consistency in your career. People always say you should be having a consistently good academic record. You all agree? And that consistency can be maintained only when you're focused, when you are always there in the classroom, and seeing to it that you are able to apply yourself. Till 12th, it is rote learning. But once you come to NMIMS, we create an environment where it should be your intellectual curiosity is challenged. You should be able to analyze, apply, critically think, compare. All these things are important. Many a time people, as you heard from my students, I was heading the, NM College of Commerce and Economics. It's one of the, well-known colleges in Mumbai city. I was part of that college for quite 32 years. It was affiliated to Mumbai University, but I don't remember any of my faculty who were chartered accountant going with a balance sheet or a financial statement in the class and discussing that in the class. Everything was bookish. Today, if there are 60 students, we give 60 final account, And they have to analyze that. They have to study that. Because you will not be asked bookish knowledge there. You have to be practical. You should be knowing what are the ratios, how to analyze, what to do, how to interpret. If you don't do this, these are called as what? High order learning, high level learning. There's something known as Bloom's taxonomy. I don't know how many of you heard. There are 6 to 7 levels. The lowest level is remembering and memorizing and knowing. That is the lowest level. That happens up to 12. But as you go up and up and up, there are another 4, 5 levels where it talks about analytical thinking, interpretation, and creation is the highest order. So I always tell my students, start creating something. Because even a financial product created, we started FinTech mainly because of that. BBA FinTech we have started with the intention that my students should come out with new FinTech platforms. New payment gateways. There are a lot of things that you can do. Innovative thinking. Challenge your own self. Challenge your mind. Challenge your capabilities. You have an infinite potential, believe me. But we do not use that. We use that for unwanted things. What are the unwanted things? I tell you. What not to do in NMIMS? Remember that. We will come heavily on you. No, zero tolerance there. First thing, say what? No to few things I tell you. One is no vaping, no smoking. That means no e-vapes. I don't know how many parents know e-vaping or how many of them know. It is a sort of a smoking device. इतना सा लाइटर जैसा रहता है, हर एक बच्चे के पॉकेट में मिल सकता है. And whenever I enter the lift also, if I see a bulge in the pocket of a child, ऐसे निकालो क्या है तेरे पॉकेट में मुझे देखना है. Means कुछ नहीं करते निकलता है कुछ. And even in washroom they go and smoke. Not accepted. We all know that Mumbai is enough polluted. India is polluted. Mumbai is equally polluted. Everywhere, metro work, this and that. Lot of dust pollution. Lot of pollution everywhere. That being the case, you don't add more pollution to your lungs. You agree? Vaping takes lot smoke into your lungs, which is absolutely zero tolerance. I will call your parent immediately and say, आपके बच्चे को लेके जाओ, हमें नहीं चाहिए ऐसा बच्चा. Are you ready for this? No, I told you, zero tolerance for certain things. First one is what? No vaping. Drugs to chodi do. Cannot even think of. No drinking. There are children, they say, even parents say, ma'am, it is just a social drinking. ऐसा कोई लक्ष्मण रेखा नहीं है. मैं बोलती हूँ ये सोशल है, ये रेगुलर है. कब सोशल का रेगुलर, जब 1 पैक का 5 पैक पता नहीं चलता है. And children must have seen that in the families. That is their dad, what he does. You should be a different person. You should tell your dad, please wean off from your drinking habits. Not good, because it's going to trouble you in later part of your life. See, you should become a role model in your house. You should become something where people should say, आपका बच्चा कितना change हो गया. Parents should come and tell us, ma'am, after he came to NMIMS, he has become a different person altogether. Person with a different mindset, person with a different thought process, a person with a lot of new capabilities, and not going astray, not going into wrongdoings. So no smoking, no drinking, no drugs. And last one is, which you're all doing now, is be on the Netflix, be on all possible platforms. You will say, kya ma'am, kuch nahi kare hum, kare to kya kare? I don't say don't go to Netflix, don't go to Amazon, but remember that they are so smart. You will sit with that till 3 o'clock in the morning. Ek episode khatam hua. At the end, they make it such a suspense, you feel, arey second dekhna hi chahiye. Third dekh. Believe me, I have not seen. I don't subscribe to any of these things, but I know. Because I'm with my younger kids all the time, with young generation. That being the case, I know what happens, but without doing anything. That being the case, none of you will be awake after 11 in the night. Promise? Promise? I didn't hear, it should be louder than what I say. Promise? Big S? Put your hand on your heart and say, we are promising, ma'am, Ma'am, nothing of this will do. All 4 things which I said. No drinking, no smoking, no drugs, not to stay awake late night. I didn't get your promises. Sabko cross. You all agree? I want my kids to be my kids. With my values, with my way of thinking, with my way of building an institution. And we'll be proud, faculty, proud dean of a school where my kids are growing with lot of dignity, lot of grace, lot of poise. That's what I expect. Correct? So this is another thing to remember, what not to do in NMIMS School of Commerce. Next I come to your attendance norms. Given a choice, 100%. What is attendance? 100%. You all agree? Ma'am, ye kya hai? Yes. See, not being in their class means what? You are missing out a lot of learning. For no reason you stay at home. बाद में मैम मैं बीमार था. काय की बीमारी रे? 4 बजे सोया तो बीमारी होगा ना? सुबह 4 बजे सोया. वाह! आपकी मन की बात बन गई ना? इतना बड़ा clap for me because I spoke what you do. And you have with me. You will be facing me on a day-to-day basis and you will be in trouble. Nothing doing. You have to be there in the class and giving lame excuses. झूठे बहाने नहीं चलेंगे. I want, immediately I will ask and you will get a medical from Tom, Dick and Harry nearby. या झूमे बैठे बहुत सारे लोग. मैं 10 डॉक्टर का नाम ले सकती हूँ. कौन कौन झूठे मेडिकल दे सकते हैं. मे बी 500 रुपए से 1200 रुपए तक. And again a dent to your dad's pocket. And that is done. And lost learning is something different. It is double loss. You all agree? I want you parents to be I told parents to be with me. You have to be with me. You have to tell, we heard your ma'am, your dean ma'am. We want you to follow every bit that she said. Kya ho gaya? Okay. Are my kids across campuses there? Chandigarh, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Indore, Navi Mumbai. Are you able to hear me? All of you. Yatin, have they joined? Yatin? Okay, all campuses have joined. So you should listen. When I go to campus also, बच्चे बोलते हैं मैम हमने सुना आपको आप बात किया ना उस दिन 13 जुलाई को हमने सुना सिर्फ सुन के कुछ नहीं होता है अमल में आना चाहिए इट शुड कम इन योर डे टू डे लाइफ करेक्ट सुनने में अच्छा लगता है क्लैप बजाने में और भी अच्छा बाहर जाते ही सब भूल गए नहीं चलेगा आई कीप रिपीटिंग आई कम टू योर क्लास एंड कीप टेलिंग यू you have to be like that. Agreed? So, attendance is what? 100%. Then what ma'am, if less than 100, we do consider genuine cases. There are genuine cases. Believe me, I go beyond my capacity to help such cases. This time there was a boy with a blood cancer. And I went beyond my capacity to help the child. Because till he was detected with blood cancer, he was with us, attending regularly, then he stopped coming. Or a child had a fracture. He fractured and could not walk. See, we are human beings. We always consider it. But for silly reasons, for no reason, you stay at home is not acceptable. You got a fever one day, you can inform us, I'm really sick, ma'am, you should inform within 1 or 2 days. The moment you fall sick, not that 3-4 दिन घर जाके बैठ गए outside stool. No, नहीं चलेगा. You have to be informing us. We should know your whereabouts. You are clear about this? So whenever you get sickness or you are not well, at this age you should not fall sick given a choice. I am never sick. I'm always there in the college. So sickness is mental than the physical. सुबह उठ नहीं सकते sick है. Lazy हो गए sick है. It's mental sickness. You all agree? So my children will be highly positive, and at the same time, I will not hear anybody saying, ma'am, I'm under panic attack. These are very common words, which we did not know. We used to find in dictionary. Panic kya hota hai? Then they would come and say, मैम एंग्जाइटी अटैक. क्या की एंग्जाइटी? पढ़ाई नहीं किया एग्जाम में तो एंग्जाइटी होगा. पढ़ के आओ ना, एंग्जाइटी भाग जाएगी. I always tell kids, exam should be a festival to celebrate. Why? 2 hours of peace, nobody to disturb. Whatever I have studied, I will showcase what I have studied to my faculty, saying that, sir, look, madam, you taught all this, and I presented it beautifully for you to check. That should be a celebration, not anxiety, panic, stress. Remember this is very important. You have to put in your psyche every day, मैं इतना अच्छा करूँ, I will do so well, I will showcase my knowledge in my exam on the paper. And faculty, of course, we don't know who is who. We always barcode the paper. Faculty doesn't know who is who. But when the results are out, you come and say, sir, I got this much. Then they, oh, that was your paper. Wonderfully you had done. We should ask the control of examination to show the paper to us again. Kitna acha kiya tha mera bachcha. That is what we look at. See, it is all next 3 years, you say, formative years of yours. Till now, what you did was all base. Foundation ho gaya hai. Ab badi building khadi karni hai, so you had to work hard for that. You all agree with me? I want every child and a parent to cooperate with me to build my school and see to it that we all become a part of this big institution where proudly we'll say, whatever I invested in my child's education was worth it. I'm a commerce teacher. I always say ROI, calculate karo. Return on investment, are we getting it or not? We have to find it out. You all agree? When your child gets a 22 lakh package after 3 or 4 years, you said, worth it. Chalo, acha ho gaya. Hai na? When he makes in one of the IIMs, you'll say it was worth it. When he goes abroad, you'll say it was worth it. And many of my students who are studying abroad, and some of them went under, our collaboration program, dual degree program, they are doing very well. They were in Dean's list of that university. We have a tie-up with Albany, New York, and they did so wonderful. They went during COVID, after the COVID, because during COVID they were online, and both the kids did so well. The Albany people wrote to us saying that your students were wonderful. This is what we love to hear. Our goodwill is that when you shine everywhere, not only in India but abroad, we are proud. You make us proud. And I want every child of mine to make me proud. You'll all make me proud? And first, make yourself proud. Every day morning, you get up and say, I always say, what? Attitude only of gratitude. Thank. Morning, get up and, oh, late ho gaya, chalo, brush karo, jana hai, nahi to attend, nahi. Sit on your bed for 2 minutes. Thank the Almighty, saying that, thank you. You gave us a wonderful life. We are healthy. We are doing good. Then thank your parents, sitting on the bed. Mama, Dada, thank you so much. You gave us a wonderful life. We are so blessed. Then you get down and go to the washroom. Otherwise, everything in haphazard manner. Your mind is not set. Set your mind. 2 minutes cool. And then you start the day. Thanking the Almighty, thanking, your parents is very important. Nobody will sacrifice as much as your parents sacrifice for you. They always see to it that you should get the best. And as everyone says, and even Divetia sir was saying that, well, nowadays only one child. We want to give everything. All possible things that we have to give to our child. So that being the case, I tell the parent, do not spoil. Giving does not mean you are sacrificing for them. No. Sacrifice not at the cost of spoiling the kid. You all agree? You will not sacrifice for spoiling your children. Okay, coming back to certain things. Already my people in the aisles are saying, ma'am, you are going haywire. Bahut time le rahi ho. Because next batch aane wali hai, BCom, BSc Finance, FinTech and all. Okay. Coming to certain things here. As I told you, attendance rules 100%. And you had to maintain anything above 80%. Students should not say, mera 48 lectures ho gaya or mera 35 lectures ho gaya, I will not attend. No. Aapka 80% complete hua to bhi you should attend till 100%. That's very important. Because lot of learning misses out when you don't sit in the class. Learning happens only when you are in the class. You get it? You will say, "Ma'am, कर लूँगा. मेरे friend से notes ले लिया. Notes लेना है तो घर में बैठो ना. NMIMS आने की क्या जरूरत है?" No, you have to be in the class. All parents watch for this? Yes. Then, earlier slide. Attendance slide. कहाँ रे? आप लोग जाने दो. Okay. Then we have student portal. What is student portal? We call it as LSR, Learning Management System. That portal is very necessary for each one of you. It will become active for you from August first week because a lot of streamlining is taking place. You can see your attendance. We will be also putting that attendance to you every Monday and Thursday. Parents will also get the message. आपके बच्चे का attendance क्या है? So, see to it that you give your proper email address to us and your phone number. नहीं तो बच्चे खुद का ही phone number 2 बार देते हैं, मेरे राधिका है, मेरा है, मम्मी का. And they are so smart, they misguide us because when they write, we can't see everyone. क्या repeat किया है क्या? नहीं. उनको भी पता है हम भी busy है, डाल दिया चलो. नहीं. You parents should be responsible giving us the right number. Parents can also access the portal. The portal gives you attendance, gives you timetables, gives you term and exam results, gives you exam timetables, assessment, assignments, all these things are put on portal. So you people have to access the portal very often. You should not say मेरा portal काम नहीं कर रहा है तो immediately आके IT department को बोलना school का मेरा portal नहीं चल रहा देखो. Within a minute it gets fixed. But you cannot say my portal, I cannot access the portal. It will not happen. It has to be accessible. You should check the portal every day, every alternate day. If they say upload on the portal, you have to upload certain things on the portal on time. Not that आज 12 बजे को पहले 5 मिनट सब अपलोड करेंगे तो वो भी क्रैश हो जाएगा. मैम आई वाज ट्राइंग, इट डिड नॉट गेट अपलोडेड. अरे पूरा दिन पड़ा था, 12 बजे अपलोड करना है क्या? So be punctual. Make use of every minute. I always say time is precious. We always say time pass, chill, cool. That's the only thing which you cannot save. You all agree? If at all we could have saved our time, we'd have deposited somewhere and got it back, I think everyone would have loved it. But nahi, gaya 1 minute to gaya. फिर से जिंदगी में नहीं आएगा. So make best of every minute of your life. You should say, I lived my life, dear. That is how I want to live. Because I am a part of every second of my life. Because we just live, time pass करते बैठते हैं, घंटों तक Hotstar क्या, Amazon Prime क्या, वो सब पैसे बनाते हैं आपके at your cost. हम fools, we sit and waste our time. My children are not fools. They are very smart. So they will promise me that, ma'am, nothing wrong we will do. We all promise you, though we may not loudly tell you, but we'll promise you. That's very important. Okay? So I go little ahead. Few things that you have to know. Do's and don'ts of, our school. So examination rule, I spend a minute on this. Examination rules have changed. They have become student-friendly now more. Earlier, our passing criteria was 50%. That will be there for second and third year student. But first year students are coming at an NEP. Anupama, why don't you sit there somewhere? You're standing for long. So you have to see that the portal, the passing criteria was 50% earlier. Now it has come down to 40% under NEP. Because NEP is redefining the passing criteria, it will be same across the country as such. 40% is passing. 40% passing means we have 10-point grading system, that is 90, 100 to 90, 90, 90, 90, then 89 point to, from 100 to 0, there are 10 grades with an interval of 10, 10, 10. And what happens there? Up to 7, you will have various grades. They give excellent, outstanding, and all those things. When you go to SRB, you get to know that. I'll come to SRB on that. But one thing is true, you will get just a passing if you are between 40 to 49. But you have to score more. You don't want PP in everything. What is P? Being in NMIMS, just P lene aaye kya? Most of it should be outstanding, above 90. Correct? My children should focus that. As I told you, focus is important. Goals need to be set. So earlier we used to have 40%, 50% passing. Now we have come to 40% passing. Next you have to remember is, though 40% is passing, there are two components. One is internal. I always tell my kids, internal is like a piggy bank. 2-3 internals होते हैं, 4 internal होते हैं, 10 mark का, 15 mark का, 20 mark का. उसमें you have to score and go on depositing marks internal का. So internal 4 महीने semester है. Out of that 4 months, internals are conducted on a regular basis, and that marks have to be deposited. That remains with you. Then at the end of the semester, you have a final exam. That final exam we call it as term and exam. We call it TEE, term and examination. In TEE, if it is a paper of 50 marks, suppose 100 mark paper hai, 4 credit hai to 100 mark paper hai. So 100 mark paper, you will have 50 internal, 50 term end. Okay? In that 50 term end, you have to score minimum 40%. 40% of 50 is how much? 20. Calci nahi chahiye iske liye. 40% of 50 is 20 marks. You get 18 or 19, you fail. Remember that. Suppose in internal assessment you have 25 and you got 18 here, you are 43, but still you are failed. You'll say, ma'am, I got more than 40, I should be passed. No, you did not get the eligibility of 40% in your term end. Am I making sense to parents? So remember that any subject you have, you should get term end mein 40%. If it is a 25 mark paper, you should get at least 10 to make 40%. So like that, remember, you get anything less than the 40%, you will be declared fail. However much you have scored in internal. Internal you may have 45, 48. But you got term end mein 18, 10, 12. Ho jayega 60, but you will be fail. Why? 40% criteria are not met. Am I clear? This is another important thing to remember as far as examination is concerned. And you are not supposed to miss out the internals. Whenever you miss out the internal for genuine reason, we will see to it that re-internal will be conducted. Otherwise, you will be marked 0 there. So, 1 internal 0, so you are losing marks in that. You have to be very cautious. Everything you have to monitor your own self. And you should become very, active mentally. Not that for wrong reasons. You have to be active in such a way that, oh, tomorrow is internal. I have to be there in the class before time and all those things. Okay? So this is very important. My students should be, alert about the timetable that we declared about internal, term end and all those things. These are the important information that you should have. So in addition to that, this is, examination, grading system you have seen. This is the grading system. One thing I want to tell you, we have something known as SRB. What is SRB? Student Resource Book. What is it? Student Resource Book. This Student Resource Book has 3 chapters. One is the university wala, which is common to all the schools. Second is examination rules and regulation, which is made very clear to you. And third is the school related. So there are 3 versions, 3 chapters in that. You should go through that, and every parent and the student should sign saying that I have read SRB, I am aware of all the rules and regulations. See, in 1 hour, I may not be able to give you all the rules and regulations of the university, of the school and everything. You should read, and if you don't understand, if any rule you find ambiguous, no clarity you did not get, they are very clear, but you did not get the clarity, then we are there to explain you. But you should go through the SRB and sign it for us and say we have gone through the SRB and this is the approval that we give, we are okay with, we understand. This is something about SRB part, which every student should read. And as I told you, some of the do's and don'ts, I came to some of the don'ts. Already have told few don'ts, correct? Kya don'ts? Say no to smoking, drinking, watching, and drugs. Not once, every time. 1,000 times. Many a time what happens, if you are in a group, they are all smoking. They offer you once or twice, thrice. You say no, no, no. Next time they say, अरे वो बंदा पीता नहीं रे, smoke नहीं करता, क्यों उसको insist करते? होता है नहीं है? You should have the guts to say no. You should say no means no. Our Dean ma'am has said, you may be in another group, not SMSOC group. Your other friends may insist, chalo, we'll have drinks today. You should say no, sorry. My Dean ma'am has insisted that we have promised her, we'll not do that. They're all don'ts, remember that. What is the next don't? You have to be properly dressed. See, for the boys and girls, I say, proper dressing means, mainly because we are housed in engineering college. Our new building is getting constructed. Until, even in our college, school and engineering school, a lot of corporate people visit for lectures, for various other things, for placement and all. When they see children in a shabbily dressed manner, they say, ये students हैं, ऐसे आते हैं. See, still the corporate world is different. You cannot go to corporate in a ripped jeans, torn jeans, topless, bottomless, this less, that less. No. You have to be decently dressed. I don't tell my girls to wear or my children to wear sari like me. No. I'm not insisting like that, but decently dressed. When people look at you, they should not feel odd to look at you. You should be decently dressed. Maybe t-shirt, maybe jeans, not torn jeans. Security andar hi le lega, bahar bhejega aapko. And not flip-flop. And boys, of course, rainy season I can understand, but you cannot wear very short dresses. Not allowed. It's a college. It's a school. Maintain the decorum of the school. That's very, very important. Next thing is, as I told you, people should be very understanding. This generation is becoming very selfish, according to me. Me, myself. And beyond that, I don't look. No. You are in a society where there are a lot of problems. I often tell my students, suppose one or two students are sitting alone in a corner, not talking to anyone. Go and sit next to them. Find out what they are. Do they have a friend or not? Many a time they don't have friends at all. They come from outside city. You should make friends with them. Friendship is not made on looks, money, or anything. Friendship is meeting of hearts. Correct? You should make a friend. You should help them come out. See, we can come out of all these things which is happening in the society. A lot of suicides happening in the younger generation, or stress level going up, or anxiety level going up, mainly because we build up everything inside. किसी से बोलना नहीं. बोले तो वो क्या सोचेगा, ये क्या सोचेगी. But when you have a friend, share heart, you can talk heart to heart, then I'm sure you will see this will vanish. Because in our generation we had siblings only. घर में जो आराम से 2-3 बच्चे होते थे माँ बाप के. Plus if it was joint family, you had another few cousins. So you had all the time fighting with each other, survival. It was survival instinct. Now, I will survive because my parents will take care of me. अरे बाबा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. You have to understand, you live in a society. We need social get-together. We want to talk, we want to share, that is very important. And caring and sharing is the life. And I want every child to remember that I will be a part of something and I will see to it that I will help others. Helping others is very important. That makes your life different. So that's another thing to remember. And whenever you feel that somebody is lonely, you have to come and tell the office, ma'am, just look into this boy or this girl. She's always sitting alone. Something is wrong. You call and talk to her. We will take care of that. Children do come to us saying that, ma'am, I want to talk to you one-on-one. Ma'am, I want to discuss certain thing. There are multiple issues, but they want somebody to hear them, somebody to give an ear to them. You all agree? So we should train our kids to become like that. Empathy is a very important quality that you should imbibe. And, I'm very careful about it. So, okay, coming to a lot of associations we have. What does association does? People should not think association is fun frolic. Maja masti. Nahi. It teaches you. I have put a list of things what it teaches. When I entered this college, I said a lot of associations should come up for the student. And each association is brought out with a specific objective. and those objectives are met. These are the associations in Mumbai campus, and such associations are there. Association activity, there are around 11 associations, and you'll be able to see that each association, what you like, you can join. Maybe SRS, student, social responsibility forum, maybe tech club, maybe e-cell, entrepreneurship cell. Lot of startups have come up from this school, believe me. And our earlier speaker was saying, you remember that, we want to see some of you come out with a unicorn. Wonderful, we want to see that, but at least start off with some startup. And one thing I want to tell you, lot of, skills need to be developed. What skill? First is communication. Many of you can talk, not that you cannot talk, but communicating, relevant talk, sensible talk, talking to other people is very important. Communication skills are very important. Thought process should be developed to communicate effectively. Communication skill, networking skill, leadership quality, negotiation skill, all these skills help you. See, over a period, artificial intelligence is going to take over a lot of things. Does it mean human being will become redundant? No. Human can never become redundant because we develop new things to survival, new things to survive in the corporate world. And these will be the human skills which are very important. We call it a soft skill, you can call human skills, you can call life skills, whatever the skill you call. These skills are very, very important. You should develop that. Remember that all our teaching is student-centric. What is the learning outcome? Is this a learning? You should say that if I sit 1 hour in a class, it's 1 hour of your life you have given. You should say that what I learned, how much I learned, what are the value addition happened in my life. Did I learn new things? That you should evaluate your own self. That's very important. You cannot say 1 घंटा time pass कर दिया, teacher blah blah कर रहे थे, हम तो switch off करके बैठे थे. I always say mind is a mobile organ, more mobile than your mobile phone. It can go out anytime, anywhere. Correct? यहाँ बैठे हो आप घर जाके आ जाएंगे 2 मिनट में, 2 सेकंड में, 2 fraction of a second में. Class is going on, you're with broad eyes, you're sitting like this. Teacher feels बच्चा है class में, but मन नहीं है. Class में physically and mentally you should be present. Agreed? Because you should not go out of the class. Physically तो जा सकते नहीं, teacher है, mentally जा सकते हैं. You should be there. That's very, very important another thing. Train your mind for good things. Positive thinking is very important. Everyone, today you go to YouTube, you'll find 1,000, videos on for positive thinking. Easy to say, but start working on that. Always think good, always think positive. That's very important. That's something you have to remember about this. And few things are left. I just wind up before I go. What are the things left? Yes, these things I don't want to share immediately now. As you enter the school, you get to know. First semester you have yoga. Yoga and positive thinking. 30 hours of yoga classes will be delivered. Every class will have a faculty, maybe 10 hours of classroom and 20 hours on the, you may be told to bring the, yoga mat. That's all a part of NEP. You know, India is going yoga way, correct? Whole world is watching India. Yoga day and all we have announced, all world follows that. And I want my kids to be healthy. And once we develop that habit, you will start practicing even at home. Maybe pranayam, maybe certain exercises, and that's very important for you. This other thing to remember. And as you go ahead with every semester, you get to know what are the things that are there. And along with that, we have a lot of international linkages that another session will be holding over a period of either 1 week or fortnight. You'll get to know about that. And one thing I want to tell you, that you should be an ideal person. You don't compete with anyone. Compete with your own self. You should say, when I came to Mumbai, I was here. Now I'm here. Now I'm here. You have to raise your own bar. It is not that I compete with him, compete with her. No. You should not compete with anyone. Compete with your own self. Make yourself a better person. Keep on improving your own self. And you should feel, I'm becoming better and better and better. And as I told you, you have an infinite potential to grow and develop. but that is in your hand. We will help you. We are only mentors, but you have to help yourself to grow. And that's very important. Every class will have a mentor. As I mentioned, the mentor. Every class will have a teacher mentor. You can address the issues to them, or you have anything of a serious nature, you can address to me also, or to the dean, or you can address it to any of the faculty where you want to go and talk to them. All these facilities are there. You should not say nobody to talk, nothing like that. We are always there for our students, whom I call as my kids, okay? So this is something you have to remember. And I always conclude with a, sentence of Sri Vivekananda ji. I would just read it out for you. And I would just say, I will not read it out for you. He says that anything not good for you, reject it as poison. Anything which is not good for you, reject it as a poison, because it will not bring any... See, many people feel that if you take this intoxication, I'm on the 7th cloud, 8th cloud. That is not 8th cloud, it's a poison for you. You all agree? People who drink maybe coming out with, they are in the 8th cloud, or they are in the, moon or space, wherever they are. But it is wrong for them. So Vivekananda ji says, reject it as a poison. The intoxication is because of knowledge, because of your spiritual attitude, because of the help that you give others. That should create that kick in you, not these wrong things which are there in and out. So I want my every child to say that I will become the best human being. I will become the best of myself so that I become an asset to the society. I become an asset to my parents. I become an asset to my own self, where I can say that I'm perfectly tuned and perfectly, improving myself. Every day, check what bad things you did, list it out, say this should not be repeated. You should go on increasing your good deeds and become better and better day by day. I wish you all the best. Your next 3 years or 4 years with me, with us at ASMSOC should be a wonderful journey which you will cherish forever, because remember that these 3 or 4 years, 3 years is graduate, 4 years honors if you stay, they are the formative years in your life. This life will never ever come back, because you're not over matured or zero matured, no. You are at a proper age to receive wonderful education, wonderful knowledge, wonderful behavior pattern. Once you improve now, you have done your life, you have improved for your life. But once you go down here, as I tell you, Mumbai is a capital city, Mumbai is a party city, Mumbai is, name a thing, it's Mumbai. But you have to say that Mumbai is a capital city, I have come here to make my life. I have come here to learn. I want to do something in financial sector. I want to do something in marketing sector. I want to do something. I want to prove myself. If you focus, you will be there. But if your focus goes everywhere, then you are nowhere. I request everyone, thank you for being there with me. I think all of you were really connected with me. And remember whatever I said, it is only for your good and your good. Wish you a wonderful journey for next 3 or 4 years as you remain with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We congratulate all the students who are now part of this premier institution and also wish them luck for their journey with NMIMS. We also thank the parents for sparing their valuable time to attend this orientation. You can proceed to the foyer for refreshments from the front 2 exits. Our volunteers will guide you. Please remain seated until our dignitaries exit. Thank you so much. Please exit from the front 2 exits only, on the right and left.